you on your communication. I'm jesús azogue. I'm a COO of Seden Consulting. I'm in the business and in the company already for more than 20 years. Actually, it was in 20 in 2004 that I started. So it's almost 21 years that I'm in the company. I started at the beginning as a trainee, actually, more on the creative side, and then little by little I was growing with the agency, and now I'm more on the operational side. It's true that I was for a long time the creative director of the agency, so I was like overviewing all the creative side or the creation that we were doing for the different campaigns, and where actually, as you can imagine, video was a big part of it. You may know Seden, but I can tell you that Seden stands for Zeitgeist Net. Zeitgeist means the spirit of times in German, as you know, because we are all the time checking what is new there, what are the new trends, what are the new things that are happening that we can then use for communication and to bring it to clients. I can remember at the time, like in 2004 and all that, where social media was not even there yet, starting to convince our clients and all that, for example, to start opening channels on Facebook, for example, when actually at that time Facebook was not even there totally. And from there we have been then developing, checking. For example, now we are a lot into virtual reality. Those are the Vision Pro of Apple. There is no big hype now, but it's true that now we're having more projects than ever, than even than during the hype moment of the metaverse and the virtual reality thing. We were not having so many projects, and now we're having plenty of organizations that are coming to us. Why? Because instead of bringing somebody to the place, to the, for example, to the plant or to the area where things are happening, to just bring the headset to the event where MEPs or whoever is there. So then actually they just put it for a moment and they have the experience. So it's quite cost effective. And similar is the video thing. So that's something that for a while we were using videos because it's a good way of bringing the audience to the realities or to the content that we want to tell. Um, the aim of Seden is about network, and actually it's because we have been nurturing a network for all these 26 years that the company is there on different areas, on different expertise. So we have like consultants, creatives, 3D developers, website developers, etc. Blah, blah. So we have people all around Europe that we bring depending of the needs of the different projects. So obviously on the video side, so then we have experts on different areas like animators, drawers, editors, directors, actors, etc. in the whole network. So as I say, we are 26 years in the business. We have been running campaigns and projects on different levels, on different sectors. Um, and that has brought us to different awards and that we are happy with, but actually is not the focus of the company, but more the focus is to make or to bring the campaigns of our clients to achieve the objectives that are defined. No? We have different areas, like for example, in the pharma space, we have been very active. Lately, we have been on different campaigns, political campaigns, and all that. We were the agency, for example, who was on the political campaign of Juncker, who brought Juncker to presidency, for example. By the way, the video that is there of Juncker with the quill that became quite famous at the time, I was in the creative director of that video at the time. By the way, a video that was done in just minutes because Juncker didn't agree to do a second take. So it was only on one take. So you can imagine that we had to prepare everything really quick, and then we make the shot in just some seconds, and then we say, okay, so can we try again? He said, no, no way, it's finished. So it was a bit challenging. But it was a big success as video. With a lot of engagement, you can see online. I'm quite creative at the time, taking an opportunity, and this is something that I will come in a second, like using opportunities as the core or the starting point of developing creative ideas that work at the end quite well on the video. On the video side, every year we create what is the EU Influencer event, where Sebastian has been part of it because he's been appointed as one of the influencers. Actually, it's an event where we rank the 50 influencers in the European space in different topics. So on sustainability, on health, for example, and all that. This year is happening in September. I think it's the 20th, so you are more than invited. I think it's already there, the subscription and all that. So if you want, I can send you a link later on inviting you for this because it's a lot of fun and at the same time a place where all the people in the Brussels space encounter and discuss about different topics. So more happy to welcome you there. Sweden has a big accent on the digital space, so we are very focused on the use of the digital technologies. And it's true that actually digital has permitted us to become creators. Yeah, so it's not anymore big media, the ones who have the possibility to bring the content online, but actually we saw, and this is something that is there from 2007. Okay, so from some of you who are younger and all that, maybe not remember this, but this was the cover of the Times where it was saying you, the users, were then the person of the year because it was the moment where people started to create content and to put it online. It was a complete change on the way of making communication, of communicating. And video with YouTube was, for example, one of the key elements. So that shows actually how actually in the last 20 years, the way of communicating has drastically changed with an environment where all the different channels are interconnected. Okay, and this is something that we have it very, very present as Sedan. It's not a campaign just with one particular channel or two, but actually how are you going to leverage the connection between the different channels, how you're going to bring the story, your story. Yeah. And this is key because for me, it's not only about creating a video, it's about how you're bringing your story on and on your presence online. Okay, so Chiara, you were talking about how what you want to do in the future and all that. For me, the key element would be that, like, define what is your story, and I will come to that in a moment. Why? Because today we are the media, and this we tell clients very clearly. Uh, it's not anymore. We don't depend of the media to create content. We directly can create it, can promote it, and then um, um, uh, affect or have an impact on the audience that we really want to address to. No, and actually, this revolution is even stronger right now with the whole AI revolution because now we have like a new a new teammate, which is the artificial intelligence, who is there actually to make our work much efficient. It's amazing. Actually, we have been measuring lately the the achievements that we have been doing at Seden, and we see that actually the cost has been reduced drastically. I can tell you that almost a 70% of cost has reduced, and I will give you some examples of how actually that is happening with kind of content that actually has evolved drastically also because it's not anymore one kind of video that you can do with AI, but you can go on different directions and all that. So something quite interesting also to explore. If I get a bit more deeper into videos, so why I believe that is important? Well, I think like almost all of us normally consume videos online, on the phone in a regular basis. Uh, it's very easy to tell stories. It's one of the key elements, for example, if you want to define very clearly what is your message, your key message. So keep that in mind. For me, it's very important. And as creative director, every time that I was receiving a brief and all that, I was saying like, okay, what is your problem? What is the key problem, and what we want to tell? And that was the one that was defining the key umbrella message. Okay, and normally people tend to forget to express that message clearly in a very easy way, and video help a lot for that. So, and I was telling Sebastian in a call, I think one day or two, this is the kind of video that normally people forget, which is a video that states in just some seconds clearly what the campaign is about. Okay, and for me, that one is key to open a campaign, and then as a support, because all the content that you create afterwards around the campaign and all that can always bring people to that place. Because like this, in some seconds, you're telling people exactly um, what you're standing for. So for me, the story is key. Okay, and the videos can help you on reaching wider audiences, with connecting with people, build trust, and all these kind of things. But for me, the story is the key element, is the starting point. And I still see that here in the Brussels space, sometimes these things are a bit diluted and not very clearly stated. Okay, I see campaigns that are not held by an umbrella message that then is recurrent throughout the whole campaign. Okay, and videos help a lot for that. So what I would suggest, my first advice would be like define very clearly what is your umbrella message for 1 year. For example, you say, okay, this year we stand for this. This is the key element. And then from there, define a message house. What are the 2, 3 pillars that are key, that are sustaining that umbrella message? I don't know. For example, there can be sometimes that is an association, Democracy International. I don't know exactly what are your issues or whatever, but you have some specific topic that you say, okay, this is the key one. But then from the point of view of, I don't know, human rights, this is one pillar with one specific, and then, for example, there is one another area, I don't know, in terms of food security or whatever. I don't know exactly what could be the issues, but then you define what are the key supporting points and the key pillars. And then from there, you establish an editorial plan. And in the editorial plan, then assign videos in specific moments, okay, that can respond to the needs of those specific context moments. Why I say that? For example, imagine you're having an event. Okay, so you say, okay, this event is key because when you're having an event, then you normally have there plenty of people that are related to your topics. Those are the key people that you want to talk to. So it's very important that if you have an event, you have a crew or a team that is really there to take videos as much as possible. Okay, like don't be afraid of recording as much as possible. Avoid these typical videos of or recording of the ambience where you see people having drinks and moving around from one place to another. This is nice to show a bit the ambience, okay? But the important is to have people talking, okay? And this for us is really important. So what I normally create on those situations that I have a team of at least 3 key elements. This is the crew of the video that is set somewhere, the person who is in charge of making the questions, the interviewer, and then a chase person. And this is really important, the chasing one, because during the event you have like half an hour only to chase the people and to bring them to the place where the interview is happening. Otherwise, during that half an hour at the end, you have 1 or 2 interviews and then it's gone, and then people is gone, and then all the event is finished. I say all this because then all that event can give you material that you can use for a full year almost. And the e-influencer event, for example, the one I was showing you before, help us then to create content for almost 1 year for Sedan, for example, on communications for the company. So for me, this is maybe one of the key advice that I would give you. But not only for events, but then other areas. Like for example, if there is a specific moment, I don't know, you are with a specific um, I don't know, in the commission, or in the parliament, there is something that needs to be signed or whatever, and it's a specific milestone. Then in that moment, it's interesting maybe to think about creating one or two specific videos some days before that event, because then may affect, for example. So then on that editorial, you define which ones are the moments where you want to put the videos, and then you prepare them based on that calendar. So, so what I'm saying here is like it's great to get opportunities for videos and all that because they come out and you catch the opportunity and you make it. But if you have a plan, it's even better. Okay, so plan it beforehand. Kind of videos that we normally do, there are plenty of kind of videos. The ones that we see that are the most important are the interview videos are key in the browser space because you want real people talking in front of the camera, telling things that are real. Um, as I say, the events and behind the scenes videos are important, but always whenever there is some content on that. Okay, I remember I was doing at the beginning, as I then plenty of those videos of people having drinks and all that with a good music and all these things. But at the end of the day, those videos are boring. No people really. There is no impact almost on that. Campaign videos for me are key. Okay, this is more like a typical advertising video, okay, like with a story, okay, and we do almost for all of our clients every time there is a campaign. So let's say like every year we make one of those videos. And the other key one is the explainer videos. It can be animations or it can be somebody just explaining directly what is the topic. We normally are treating about complicated things that needs to be explained. Okay, so let's make it as easy as possible. Let's bring the ideas to the most simple part. The ways of doing it, it can be face to face camera, face to camera. Typical videos, it can be on your own or it can be with a crew. The typical vertical shots. Sebastian is a hero on this kind of videos. He does it very well. He's very good on it, to be honest. So just take note of how he does it. You see, I follow you. And then and it looks and look at that. It looks like it's not prepared, but it is. I'm sure that you prepare it. But then it's taking the opportunity, but at the same time doing it. And I will give some advice of how to do this kind of videos. And then always the micro content. We like a lot the Gary V. I don't know if you know Gary V. That is the video. Sorry, the social media guru. Yeah. So Gary V. He always talk about capture as much as you can in terms of content, okay, and then repurpose it depending of the moment, okay. So don't be afraid of be recording all the time as much as you can. How can you record? Well, you have it in your pocket. You always have a phone, okay. So use it as much as you can, and then you can repurpose where you want then to bring this kind of content online. And this is what Sebastian, for example, is doing quite well. What works? So videos are great, but don't just do one video and then forget about it. It's much better when you do a recurrent video. Okay, so video series work very well. So then we're having, for example, a kind of video cast that we're doing in a regular basis every week, where we're interviewing people in the communication space here in the Brussels space. And we're doing it already for, I think, I would say more than 10 years already, every week. So that is creating a body of content and at the same time is making people, your audience, used to that. So they know every week that that content is going to be there. It works very well, real people speaking to real people. prepare the story so there is an arc where it's starting here and finishing there, so not just single post, so connect one with the other. It's related to that editorial approach. Share what you care, obviously, and then things like inspire, entertain, educate, and all that. Obviously, the idea is to start a conversation. So ask questions when you're in the video, also to the audiences. Help people, say thanks, and ask questions and all that to the audiences. Don't be bland. I mean, take a position if you need to. Uh, if you are not sure about the video, better not to publish it. So just do it whenever you feel that you are confident of that, and do it consistently. So if you say, okay, we're going to start a series now, then from there commit yourself to do it in a regular basis. Otherwise, people then forget about you and don't continue following. What doesn't work? Things like, I don't know, the typical Polish corporate videos and all that. A lot of times, clients were saying, but we need to wait, we need to make it proper. No, sometimes it's better to go maybe dirty and quick, and take the opportunity. When you do it too much corporate and all that, it looks creates a distance with the audience. So try to be more authentic, and the web permits that. No random posting with no purpose. So think always how it is aligned to your editorial plan. Uh, don't wait for people to come to you. Always try to go to them and to ask the question. Don't use jargon. Don't be vague. So you can see there's different advice. Um, the hashtags are great. Well, now little by little the hashtags are going down, as you can see. So, well, don't use just hashtag just for the sake of using it. And fake news and all that, obviously, be careful with that and try not to share them. Uh, in social media channels and all that, there are different kinds of videos I put there. I think we're recording the session, so maybe you can look at these kind of things afterwards, because it's very technical in terms of the size, the aspect ratio, for example, and the length of the videos. But I'm giving some advice for some of the social media channels. Facebook obviously is very generic for in the browser space, not so much depending of the campaign that you're doing. Sometimes you want to affect people in general. Okay, so in that case, Facebook was working well. For example, with campaigns we did with Manfred Weber a long time ago for the train thing that was Discover You campaign, that was like giving free tickets for the young people of 18 years. When they get 18 years, they get an interrail ticket to Discover You and all that. That we did with Manfred Weber some years ago. As it was addressed to generic public and some young people and all that, we included Facebook as one of the places. And there were plenty of videos that we did there. So it was working at that time well. So promotional videos, educational videos, and live videos were quite well there. Live videos at the time was quite good. Now LinkedIn is one of the biggest platforms in the EU space since X came a bit down. Uh, One of the good things that LinkedIn has is the fact that you can create a newsletter in a regular basis, and newsletters are working quite well, and you can include the videos inside the newsletter. So some advice there. It works well also because then you are creating there an audience that in a regular basis are going to be notified every time you put the newsletter. So think about that. It's maybe something that works quite well. So all related to thought leadership videos, interviews, case studies, and all that works quite well there in LinkedIn. Uh, Instagram is more like a fresh videos, behind the scenes video, maybe teams. If there are people working with you and all that, it's a good place to use Instagram. Also some promotional videos. Right now more and more is used for many things. So just consider that Instagram is better to have it in square format for the videos. For X, well, there was a time that was the best place to be for the EU space. You know what, EU bubble space. Now, since Elon Musk became as he is, you know that is a weird space. There are similar to this, like threads and all that, and more or less they work the same. So in that front, I create videos that are short ones. Okay, you can use it for promotional videos, for live videos also work quite well. But it's true that we personally we're not working it so much into X right now. A lot of clients are stepping out of X, and what we're doing is to create the content more for LinkedIn or then for others like Thread or Mastodon and other platforms that are similar to this. Um, YouTube is a good place as a repository for videos. Okay, so this is a place where actually we are putting all the content, all the video content of Sedan, and for many of the clients. So I suggest that if you are planning to do videos, have a platform for a space on YouTube, and then you can repurpose it, or even on your website you can put a kind of player of the videos that you have on YouTube. You can embed it on your site. So plenty of our customers they use that. TikTok and similar platform like this is well is the place for having fun. There are videos in the pharma space. We have done some elements on TikTok that worked quite well actually. That's true. So some promotional videos and all that works very well. When we work with influencers, which we do a lot, they normally use also TikTok as a place for this kind of content. I'm concerned about the time, so I will go a bit quicker because I want to give you some advice on the creation of videos. Okay, my first advice in order to create video is that you do it. Okay, don't be afraid. Just jump and make it happen. Okay, so that's the first one. There are a lot of time people that are afraid of starting doing videos. There are two main methods that you can do. One is doing it yourself or hiring a crew to help you to do that. When you're doing on the fly and you're doing it on your own, remember you have a great tool right now to make videos. I mean, a phone like this can do amazing videos today. So, so, uh, so think that actually you have a great tool in your pocket to make the videos whenever it is needed. Prepare it. Okay, so write down what you want to say. Check, for example, the battery of the phone because that's sometimes you're going to an event and then you forget to charge it. Check the remaining storage. Uh, uh, quick tip: clean the camera. Okay, because this is very typical thing. The people recording and then not cleaning there is normally the finger in the camera and all that. And close the notifications and all that. And then things to pay attention. So first of all, be reassured that things are going to be okay. Otherwise, you feel a bit tense in front of the camera. Stability, maybe there are sometimes there are cool tripods and all that that you can use. Okay, I have several small ones and all that you can put it on different places. Pay attention to the light. Okay, that's maybe here I have the light in front of me. The placement of the camera, make sure that it's in the right place. Sometimes there is the typical video that you do like this and all that great, but make sure that what you're showing in the background is right. Pay attention to your air. For example, right now I'm moving the camera a bit up, so there is some air on the top. Okay, like for example, Daniela, you have your camera too much on the top. You are a bit down. You see, so voila. So that is a good example of how you take care of the placement of the camera. So like this, the video is well placed. Pay attention to the audio quality because maybe there is some noise in the background and all that. and then focus on the focus and exposure. Sometimes there are some phones that have that you click on the phone and then focus properly on the face. So pay attention to that. Um, and then, well, make sure that you express your emotions, mind the posture, and then avoid movements, typical movements like this and all that. Okay, so be careful with that. When we were making videos with customers and all that, there are a lot of times where there is something in the background, okay, that suddenly makes something weird. So pay attention to that, okay? Um, when you're doing it with a crew, some small tips that I would suggest is that, well, first of all, things that you need to consider is the camera, microphone, lights, but also prompter. So the prompter is something that the crews they have when there is a lot of content. It's interesting to ask for that, and sometimes clients don't ask for it, and then in the moment of doing it, I was like, something we should have thought about. Okay, so think about it. Um, when you are the speaker in front of the camera, pay attention to your clothes. Sometimes the crew should pay attention to that, but sometimes they don't. So you yourself check that your clothes is okay. Speak clearly and slowly. Use gestures. Okay, use your hands and all that is nice. That when you're talking, it's not like you're like this too straight. Mind the posture. Again, be careful with the gestures. When you are the one interviewing, it's interesting that while the camera is getting prepared, you explain the whole process to the person you're going to interview. Create a connection with that person. Okay, so that's something that we do a lot. Explain how it's going to be the process and all that. Ask open-ended questions. Okay, to the people. Uh, Active listening, be patient, and trust the technical team. It's true that sometimes the person who's interviewing is too worried about the camera and all that, okay, and that creates always a kind of a stress in the person you're interviewing. So I don't know, those are small tips that I give. And I wanted just to finish to say something about the use of AI that is totally changing the way that we're doing videos lately. Why? Because we're using it for many things, starting from scripting and planning. And so this is something that now is amazing. You make a video, an interview, you can then take the whole interview, you put it on ChatGPT, and ChatGPT can even tell you which ones are the pieces that you can cut, tells you the seconds and all that. In the editing, we have the team, for example, is working on automation of the creation of subtitles, for example. We use AI also for the voiceover. It's amazing how today the voiceover you don't realize is a bot. Also can help to cut the filler words automatically, which is quite cool, and to clean up the audio and all that. For graphic assets, also it can help you to create graphic elements, transitions, and all that. So that's something that we are using from time to time. We can include big videos and then ask it to give us the small pieces, for example, of the long videos, and that is something that is reducing a lot of cost in terms of the editing, and at the same time help us to the planning and the workflow, and all that is something that we're using a lot. In terms of software, well, Photoshop, not for the video as such, but for the creation of the visualization and all that, we use it a lot. For example, we made a campaign for the FEFCO, that is the Corrugated Cardboard Association in Europe, for example. So we're doing with them a campaign for some time, and with them, for example, there was an effect where there was a corrugated frame like this, that where the hand was appearing, and all that was done with AI. So we can now place the frame in many places. I don't know if you look at the campaign on FEFCO, you will see. So that was done with AI, and that saved us a lot of effort and cost. So it was much more effective. Or in other cases, we were doing videos and suddenly we realized there was something on the shot that shouldn't be there. And now with AI, you can take it out very easily. So that's something we do. We were for a while for Seden creating these kind of animations with the voice of, this is our team. This is the people. I don't know if I'm somewhere there or not. I was as an astronaut in one of those. Anyway, so we were putting the team, you see there like a very colorful and all that. And the people were even talking and was done on AI. We're using different tools, like for example, Runaway was very useful. You see there the formatting, because you may have a vertical video, but suddenly you need to have it wide. So Runaway help you to build around that, and it's amazingly very well done. Sora, we use it a lot. We have the Pro version of Sora, the one that you need the VPN with the American one. And we're creating content a lot, because for social media and all that, sometimes we need visuals. That is much easier to do like this than having to find videos on a stock visual. Yeah. Um, and then, for example, for Crea, we use it sometimes to enhance the quality of the video. For example, sometimes it comes with very low quality, so that's something that we use it also. And for 3D and all that, as we're creating some interactions, as I say, with the virtual reality and all that. So Mesh is really cool because it permits you then to create even directly with text. So you say, I need this particular 3D element, and it creates it to you. So it's amazing how you can then from there move it to the virtual. So voila, that is, maybe it was a bit technical. I don't know, or if I cover the areas that you were expecting, but this is more or less what I prepare. Um, but as you can see, this is something that I'm very passionate about, because it's the part of big part of the work that